o'clock news is next. We're going to show you all the things President Reagan wants to do to wipe out drugs. We'll hear from his critics, including outspoken musician Frank Zappa. Also tonight, is Mayor Bradley's campaign for governor running short of money? And how come some RTD buses don't have to stop for red lights? We'll also reveal some secrets about the new Miss America and tell you why she was one of the most unpopular contestants. All coming up on our half hour of news next. Channel 11's 8 o'clock news is next. A small plane goes down in a swimming pool. We'll show you, and the County Board of Supervisors take steps to improve air travel safety around here. Also tonight, more than 300 RTD bus drivers are found to be using drugs, and those same O-ring problems that caused the shuttle disaster could be creating a dangerous situation at our nuclear power plants. All these stories plus weather and sports coming up next. I'm Marcia Bramman on the Channel 11 newsroom. Coming up, the Senate has made a decision concerning William Rehnquist as Chief Justice. We'll tell you about it in a moment. We'll also show you one of the first successful launches from Vandenberg in quite a while. And the terrorists who may be responsible for the bombings in Paris are now threatening to attack the U.S. We'll have all these stories plus weather and sports coming up next. So stay with us. News is next. An alarming report about traffic violations by RTD bus drivers. Some of them aren't even allowed to drive their own cars. We'll have all the details. Also tonight, a drug that has been approved that has been called a breakthrough for AIDS victims. We'll have a live report from Washington on the president's surprise meeting with the top Soviet. And we will take you to Disneyland where Michael Jackson's EO is opening. All coming up in our half hour of news next. Marcia Bramman in the Channel 11 newsroom. Coming up, after a weekend marred by violence, the annual LA street scene may be history. We'll have a special report on what causes those violent outbreaks at events meant to entertain. A federal judge removes a stumbling block to city council plans for redistricting, and exclusive his and hers gifts from the new Neiman Marcus catalog. With all the day's weather and sports. Coming up next, right here on the 8 o'clock news. Marcia Brandwin. Coming up, the first rain of the season douses the Southland. Police make arrests in connection with the Labor Day weekend riot in Huntington Beach. A massive manhunt is underway for a fugitive accused of killing, or at least 2 killings, in a Midwest crime spree. And after decades of discussions, the United States Congress chooses a national flower. Plus all the day's weather and sports. Coming up next, right here on the 8 o'clock news. News is next. An unseasonable blast of wet, wintry weather causing big problems, accidents, power outages, tie-ups on the freeways. We'll report live. Also tonight, a spy swap is in the works. Channel 11 News has an exclusive report on the plan to free Nicholas Daniloff. And we'll take you live to a glittering fundraiser, show you how Vice President Bush is trying to save the campaign of Ed Schau. Next, right here. 8 o'clock news is next. Tax reform passes its last big hurdle. We will tell you who will win, who will lose when it finally becomes law. Also tonight, the tragic story of a Southland cab driver who was kidnapped and set on fire. Then we're going to show you a new type of talking radar that can prevent mid-air collisions. And it has finally arrived, birth control for men. All coming up on our half hour of news next, so stay with us. News is next. Many of Hollywood's top stars give up their limos and go on a whistle-stop campaign tour of California. We'll tell you about their cause. Also tonight, President Reagan vetoes a sweeping sanctions bill against South Africa. A journalist wrestles his way out of the hands of kidnappers in Beirut. And we will tell you how diabetes patients may be able to avoid the insulin needle. All coming up in our half hour of news next. News is next. There is a thaw in relations between the superpowers. We'll tell you all about the release of reporter Nicholas Daniloff and the politics behind it as well. Also tonight, is there racial discrimination in the LA Police Department? We'll report on that. And we will take you live to the gala opening of Orange County's Performing Arts Center. All coming up on our half hour of news next. Channel 11's 8 o'clock news is next. A cloak and dagger deal is revealed. 2 accused spies are set free, and plans for a superpower summit are underway at full speed, and we will have all the details. Also tonight, LA police on the alert for another serial killer. We'll report live on that, and we'll tell you about the big setback for a crew of an experimental aircraft trying for that round-the-world record. Coming up in our half hour of news next.
Channel 11's 8 o'clock news is next. It is a first in California. The lights were dimmed and the jury in the Twilight Zone trial watched the horrible scenes that led to the death of 3 people, and we will have the complete story. We will also show you what Rose Byrd is doing to explain her decisions on the death penalty, and we'll have an exclusive behind-the-scenes report on the deal that freed Nick Daniloff. All coming up in a half hour of news right here next.